Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Church Guys Podcast. I'm Brett, I'm the firefighter.
I'm Quentin, I'm the student.
I'm Craig, I'm the pastor.
I'm DJ, and I'm the IT guy.
And we are the Church Guys.
Hey, thanks for joining us this Milestone episode, our 10th one. And we're excited to be here today sharing with you some great sports information, college basketball, a little bit of college football recruiting, and obviously the NFL as we lead up towards the Super Bowl. We'll wrap up today's segment with some interesting Bible topics that are always relevant. And wow, you're just not going to believe what's been said this week. Let's kick off today with some college basketball. 1 through 10 is good.
Hey,
or 11.
Who's it show for number 24 on there? Okay.
What is that?
AP shows A&M.
Does it really?
Are you talking about girls?
No. Texas A&M basketball is number 24 in the newest AP Top 25.
What week was that? This is week 12.
Week 12. This is week 12.
Is that that's current week, right?
Yeah, this is
week
current
12.
week, yeah.
I was only 1 week off.
I don't know.
But we weren't number 22 there last week.
It's just weird.
Aggies producing their own stuff. Roll it down again. Roll it down. See, roll it down all the way to the bottom again.
Well, A&M is...
No, all the way to the bottom again. Roll it down.
I
All the way.
am.
The one that Brett was looking at is on A&M 24/7.
Roll it down again.
Yeah.
Oh, even further. Okay, stop. A&M doesn't have any votes, dude. They're not even
That's
close.
weird. I don't know.
No, they're on the right. They got 8 votes, and the coaches is all they got.
It's the fake news media
Yeah,
over
it's
there
all,
in
it's all fake
Marion.
news. Third world
Maybe
country.
that's how their guy voted.
I don't know. Maybe so. I have no idea.
Let me look
But
this up
either
real
way,
fast.
if
I
it
gotta
says
access this.
AP, that despite...
This is the AP, though.
Are you going to listen, you dead gum Longhorn?
Whoa.
If it says AP, like if somebody says AP, it's not their
Associated Press?
Aggies. It's not what they're ranking themselves. It's what somebody said. That's just weird.
That is weird.
5 days ago, right there on.
Was that 5 days ago? Is that what you said?
That's fine. They're good.
How often do they update the basketball one?
Once
It
a
might have
week-
been.
once a week on Tuesday.
It might have
Once a week
been.
on
I bet
Tuesday.
it was before they lost
Oh,
to
yeah,
Kentucky
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Was it last week? It might have been last week.
They might have been
I bet it
25 for
is.
like a split second.
It's not a big deal.
It might have been last week.
It's
but
not.
everything just-
It's not even on there.
No.
They got 5 votes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they may have been up there for like a blip and then.
It might have been
Okay.
week 10.
Yeah.
What date is that said?
I'd already closed it out.
Okay.
I
He-
just opened it up to
he-
remind me.
He was proven wrong, so he closed it.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Nope. Not even week 10.
You know what I mean?
Like I said,
it wasn't even right.
I mean, the basketball, it changes so much, so it could have just been a blip that they
It's
made it
only
up
week.
there.
It's,
and
it's,
then,
it's weekly
Is
now.
it?
Not since week 10.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Weird.
It's on every Tuesday.
You sure it wasn't the women's?
It said Aggies basketball.
That
If
doesn't
it was
mean
the
girls.
women's, it would say women's basketball.
Not necessarily.
No.
Necessarily.
Oh, I will argue this.
Let me
and
look it
win
up then.
every
Let's do
day.
Aggies.
Type in Aggies women basketball and see if it pops up
Are we
to be
gonna
women's
Tap
basketball.
on women's AP.
Man, what's the wager? What's the wager on this?
I'll give you the cap to my water bottle.
There it is right there, Quentin. That's great. Yeah, go to ESPN. No, Florida State.
Colorado.
I'll take all apologies later.
I ain't apologizing for nothing.
I just thought it was so weird because it said AP on it.
Yes,
You know what I mean? If it says AP, then
Yeah.
it's not.
You think it'd be
Opinion.
legit.
Yeah.
AP
It's-
is for Aggies Press.
Oh, come on with it.
Quentin's on a mission now.
Poll history.
Poll history will do it. Poll history will tell you. November last
year?
November 22.
Somebody posted an old article.
That is exactly what they did.
November 22.
That's exactly what they did.
That's the week of that's November this year.
That
That
was
was-
before Thanksgiving.
That was, but we didn't have Thanksgiving yet.
That was like the second week.
That was
That's
probably
exactly what
that was
they
probably
did.
one of those prediction polls.
No, that's exactly what they did.
There you go.
Yep.
Second week, so it's way wrong.
Yeah.
Well, you were sort of right, Brett. So-
Well,
but
I mean,
a
they
lot
were.
wrong. You were sort of right, but a lot
Yes.
wrong.
No, I wasn't wrong. I just had the,
0 Final Four. 14 NCAA tournaments.
That's right, baby. Proud of it.
14
Hey, when you play in the SEC, it's a top dog conference. You're not going to make it to the end.
Oh, boy. Big 12 is the biggest,
You
the
play
hardest
something-
basketball conference
You
out there,
play
boys.
a soft Big 12 like that. I mean, especially whenever you're in the Big 12, there's only one team that really owns the Big 12.
Hold on.
Literally.
For basketball, who?
Does basketball even really matter until March?
Look up.
Yes,
it up.
dude,
Roll
I
it
love
down there.
basketball.
How many Big 12s in basketball we got going
Kidding
down
me?
right now? Kansas State, number 5.
I'm sorry, I couldn't see
Kansas,
after those
number 9.
SEC teams.
Texas, number 10. TCU, number 11. Iowa State, number 12. all in the Big 12.
There's another SEC.
Of the top 12. 4 Big 12 teams in a row from 9 to 12. That's crazy.
I know, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
All right,
Has anybody seen Purdue play? How are they 19?
Oh my
and 1?
word!
They
Let's
gotta-
talk.
We are talking.
They've got a huge center.
I'm talking about the
They got a
25.
huge center. He's like 7'4" from China.
Oh yeah, I've
And
seen that guy.
He's pretty good.
He's basically Yao Ming Jr.
He's a big dude.
And it's nobody else in the Big Ten's over 6 foot tall. So it's like they just
Yeah.
So they are in the land
Join
of
that league.
giants.
literally.
They got Alabama.
So recently, Purdue put out new school policy on inclusive words, and man is offensive.
As in human,
Yes, you can't say humanity.
Wow.
So what are you just
You
supposed to
can't
say?
say human.
Anity?
you people-y,
And
you person-y.
even male, as in mailbox, is becoming offensive as well.
Okay, that's for stupid people.
That's crazy.
Because it's MAIL box, not
It's-
MALE box.
I know, but it
Dope
infers the male overtaking of this country. And
Obviously.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Obviously, there's too
isn't-
many dope smokers in college.
I guess they can't repeat
was at
what Neil
Purdue.
Armstrong said, one of their alumni, for all mankind.
oh no, that's
One
well.
small
Why wasn't
step
it
for
a
a man.
first off? Why wasn't it a woman
Yeah.
that did it?
Oh.
And then what he said was just totally,
A terrible
non-inclusive.
alumni.
Wow.
Well, you've
Well, there
seen
you
that
go.
guys menstruate as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, get pregnant.
What the what?
I saw an article where
I mean, can
Yeah.
a generation get any stupider? And I
Just-
use that word on purpose.
You remember what you said in the pre-show? Just hold my tea. Yeah.
that's Uncle Si right there. Hold my
I mean,
tea.
come
Yeah.
on.
I don't want to dare. You would think that they couldn't get dumber. Yeah, there's no
It's
doubt.
crazy.
Yeah,
Male as in male. And you're
Yes.
thinking,
yeah.
Is-
MAIL compared to MALE. It's a complete different spelling, but it doesn't matter.
Are they
it
allowed
still
to say
infers.
female?
No,
They can't even say female though.
no,
No, they just
because
say
that's
Because
fee.
it has male in the fee.
well, no, not just that, but you're
It definitely
you're
a
inferring
female.
that it's a gender anyways.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a person.
Is this school higher ups that are doing
That's
this, or is
crazy.
it
I'm not
alumni
surprised.
This
that are
came
pushing
from
it?
the university.
Yeah, it's school higher ups. And that's what
Oh my
screwed up.
gosh.
You want to know what's wrong in our society?
I'm
It's
not
the
letting my-
colleges, period. All
I'm
of
not
them.
letting my kid
Yes.
go to college.
No, and there's no reason to. If they're doing, that's the bad part. is,
Online college.
Again,
Yeah.
if you got a kid today, tell them to be a welder
Yep.
or an electrician
Go to a
or a
tech school.
plumber, and they will make the money. Because we got all these idiots everywhere else that aren't, Anyway, let's go.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway.
We'll find him a coding job, remember?
Yeah. There you go.
Biden can't shake hands with himself, and so
He chases his hand around in a circle.
man. This is it was gonna be a sports talk. We got a little political. I like that.
I want to sniff your hair.
But there really isn't too much to talk about for college basketball right now. Not until March.
Yeah.
Until you get in the dramatic games of March Madness. I mean,
Hey,
there's
dude,
no better
but I
feeling than
disagree, man. I totally disagree because the teams that you're expecting to be big and play big in that tournament are just getting demolished.
that.
Yeah,
How about the
they
Zoom
are.
games?
They're- you know, so A&M, that's what I'm going to drop. I was going to talk about earlier, was not top 24 now. They played.
Well, they were, but it was in November though. They were top 24. It was November though.
Gonzaga has dropped 8 spots. 8 spots.
Gonzaga is not the same.
So A&M ended Auburn's home win streak. It was the nation's longest home win streak.
Wow.
And they went into Auburn, and that's big time. It's hard to play in anybody else's home, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, for sure.
But they went in. That's big. I'm
Yeah, that's
proud of them,
huge.
you know?
Go in to kill a home streak like that.
But it's not football, dudes. Basketball people lose.
Oh yeah, you
lose
have a whole
5
lot
a
more.
year.
I mean, you
Yeah.
look at Michael Jordan's best team and whatever, 90 whatever.
You don't go perfect.
No, you never can.
And they lost 15
But
games.
you do get a good dose of humble pie to make
for
your
sure.
corrections. Now, which time of the season is that going to come in?
Bingo.
Is it going to come in right before March Madness, where you're going to carry into that? That I'm telling you, I love basketball now. I think it's so much fun, and you turn on the the scores, and they're just all over the place.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no leader this year.
It's so much fun. No,
Even
and you
though
won't know
Purdue's
until
on
you get
top
closer.
and they're number 1, but they're playing Big Ten. Big Ten basketball is not good.
What did you see who Houston just recently lost to? I think it was like Temple.
Yes.
Unranked
yeah.
Temple beat them
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely.
unranked beat the number 1 team
It's like Aggie football.
You know what I just noticed?
like an App State.
The lights were off.
Well, there's that. But North Carolina's not even on here.
No, they've lost too many.
Are they
Crazy.
that bad this year?
They're not bad. Again, who's going to win it? Man, it
Yeah.
could be anybody.
Yeah, the thing is, they could get really warm in their conference tournament.
Oh,
and
yeah,
by
for
March
sure.
Madness.
Well, just
Get
going on
a good
runs in
stride.
general.
And
Aggies have 6 losses, and you got TCU's got 4, and Iowa State 4. They're just 2 losses away.
Duke's not on
they,
here
They
either.
go on a run, and you can have a top 10 complete change out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Duke's got the new coach this year. Coach K's out. So
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
John
and
Shire.
then you got injuries.
Yeah.
Injuries play a huge part in college basketball.
For sure.
Yeah, because it's definitely not like college football in that aspect where you get injured. You know, you're only going to miss 1 game. In college football or college basketball, you're out and you get injured and you're out for weeks. I mean, you could miss 10 games. So,
it craters your schedule.
Yeah.
Season.
But
But
it's
yeah,
exciting.
so-
I love basketball because it's just
You never know.
it's you never know. And while you're watching the game, it's nonstop.
They say
It's
any
just
given
back and
Sunday in
forth.
football or any given Saturday in football and basketball, it's really any given game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
yeah.
or a
for
quarter.
For sure.
Because you can show up and play pretty good 3 quarters,
And
but
still
that
get
other team
beat.
can go all out on that 4th
5
one.
minutes. 5 minutes, you're done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love the game of basketball. I do.
It's just a
It's
game of
just so much
runs.
fun.
That's all
Yeah.
it is. A game of
Yeah.
runs.
And momentum. If you can maintain momentum and keep that hot hand without the other coaches calling timeouts or
Well, no, they've done that. It's different too. You got 1 you have taken the first half. You got a total of 5 is all you get. It's really weird how it works now.
Yeah.
And you can take them all game. You can take all 5 in the first half, be done.
Yeah.
Which is really
Yep.
odd.
quite interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the strategy behind that though.
Partly.
So
They took
'cause
one
they have
away.
to use it. They have to use it more wisely. They don't get an
Yep.
infinite amount of timeouts anymore.
Yeah.
You know. So
Well, they play a half anyways. They don't play 4 quarters.
2020.
Yeah.
But so it's already a little bit different than what they're used to, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I love it. And just to see all those different changes. I'm sure A&M was in it for 2.5 minutes.
and then the game started and they were out.
Yeah.
All right.
Or somebody else won.
There you go.
College football recruiting rankings
Hit
for the year of 2023.
Those have been finalized.
I think number 3 is surprising to me. Hook 'em
Number
horns.
3?
Hook 'em horns, baby.
The horns paying off people? Why is that surprising?
No, actually, last year with A&M being number 1,
What does that matter?
that was the real shock.
A&M has been paying off players, but they never
where
had
is-
the funding that Longhurst have been playing off
Where's
players.
A&M on this list? They're
Top
number
15?
15.
Yeah, they're 15.
They
Yeah.
went from number 1 to 15, though.
Okay, is that terrible?
That's
It's
pretty
still their
significant.
top
That's pretty
25.
significant drop off, in my opinion.
No, it's not. It's top 25. It's like looking at the Los Angeles Rams. They won a championship, and how did they end up this year?
Didn't even make the
Terrible.
playoffs.
Terrible. They were terrible.
So what does it matter about that? It's year to year. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So to maintain your top 15 contender
think
status is pretty big.
I think what made
pretty
the
large.
difference was Saban coming out and saying A&M paid all their players, and that put heat on Jimbo, so he couldn't recruit the same.
No, that was just
I
Saban
think
being
that-
a sore loser.
Because he's
That's all
still
it
up there.
was.
He's still up there, number 1 and number 2, number
Well,
3,
yeah.
like back-to-back years. But
Of
A&M's
course.
not though.
Why would he say something? Because he got encroached. Somebody was getting in on him. Of course. Saban's all talk. Hey, you know what
he's
else
not all
Saban
talk,
said?
but he's got the
No,
championships to
he's
back
a
it
lot
up,
of talk.
doesn't he? Though.
Yeah, he definitely has the rear
I
end
think
to back
Jimbo's
it
the
up.
talker because he hasn't won anything besides one
He's
with
beat
Jameis.
Alabama. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
man.
Hey, did y'all beat Alabama? Yeah, that's what I thought. So,
What was y'all's
if
record
you-
this year though? After number 1 class,
oh, you talking about whenever half our
Y'all went
roster
y'all
was
went 5 and
sick
7,
and injured?
right?
Is that what you're talking about?
how many
Oh,
transfers
did y'all win the
have now?
national championship like you said? Oh, that's right. Y'all still were terrible. And y'all, what did y'all went to the Aflac?
How many quarterbacks
the
y'all
Dollar
go through
General
this year?
Bowl?
Y'all went through 3 quarterbacks,
And we
as
still
well.
did decent.
Yeah, 5 and 7.
How many quarterbacks did you go through? Not enough.
2. The one got legitimate.
Yeah. And then they left because they knew they were terrible. All right.
I
so
love Brett.
listen, Saban, you know what one things that he said? Who was one of the top NFL quarterbacks right now? Still left in it.
I wouldn't
Just,
say
just
I
name the
wouldn't
quarterbacks.
say
There's
he's-
only 3 left
I
right
wouldn't
now.
say he's top. Brock Purdy is not top.
Thank you.
But
Okay.
Joe Burrow is probably the best.
Do you
right
know what
now.
he said? Okay. Do you know what he said about Brock?
Yeah,
He was
yeah, I saw his
undersized, underarmed, and he will never make an NFL.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
don't
did
know
say
if
that
said-
about Brock
I don't know
Purdy.
if he said he wouldn't make it
I
ever
love
in the
it.
NFL. He
That's
just
what that was
said
his quote.
Yeah, that was the quote he
That was
said.
not the quote I saw.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know Longhorns can't read either.
Well, if we're
That's
gonna
cool.
say quotes, we gotta quote the exact quote, in my opinion.
Okay.
Can't paraphrase. a quote.
Okay, cool story, bro. So he still said it about Brock, and I love it because he was proved wrong. But I guess you want him to always be right. That's okay.
No,
That's right.
That's not what I'm saying
cool.
at all.
Go for it, bro. You got it.
What he said was his arm talent is whatever. You're slow
You can't
and
make
you're
it.
not accurate, is what he said on his visit. He didn't say he wouldn't make it in the NFL.
He
I
was
mean,
asked about it.
But
he's been pretty
he
accurate.
Made that he made that an illusion that he wouldn't make it.
But that's okay. You
But I'm
can,
a Brock Purdy fan.
You can dodge. It's cool. I get it. But yeah, no, it really doesn't matter about who you pick up right now. You can still pick up people all
Yeah.
throughout. It doesn't matter.
I mean, it's the same thing. I think we've talked about it before. You could recruit a 5-star and he come in and be a 1-star.
No doubt.
He just
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
turn into anything.
yeah, no doubt. There's no doubt about
So
that.
I mean,
It goes both sides.
the guys they got coming in, we won't know what they're capable of until they're producing, and then 5-6 games into the season where you can actually see the merit of what you've recruited and what you're bringing in. So what is it? Alabama on top again on this?
Yeah.
How many years in a row is that for them?
It wasn't last year.
as number one.
Yeah,
I mean, in the top, they've been.
or yeah, in the top.
In the top,
So yeah,
in the top 3 or 5, they've almost passed 10 years, I think.
yeah. But I mean, on that, you got some big names coming into both Texas and Texas A&M as far as their top 10 guys that are.
They said they were getting a receiver from UTEP. And I'm like, all right.
Alabama was? Alabama's getting
What?
a receiver from UTEP?
No,
A&M.
A&M.
What'd you
A&M
say?
is-
I couldn't
A
hear you.
receiver from UTEP.
Yeah. We're getting a receiver from UTEP.
Wow.
And it was like, woohoo!
Hey, you never know, though, from the smaller schools, so.
Yeah.
Well, a
You
lot
never
of times
know.
people back down, they go to JUCO and then they try to get break. You know what? I get
make
it.
the grades.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Look at Cam Newton.
Right.
He went to Blinn College and then
That's
won the
right, baby.
Heisman at Auburn.
My teammate.
So
He's actually wanting to go to TVCC, but they wouldn't house his wife, so.
yeah,
Or his girlfriend, I mean.
I'm looking forward to it because we got some big names coming in.
Manning.
Yeah, you got Manning coming in.
Anthony Hill,
Yeah.
number 1 linebacker. He's going to be a freak.
He's gonna
I'm
be a
telling you,
monster.
He's going to be a starter from day one.
Oh yeah,
No joke.
and that's something. I mean, because isn't Texas they're losing a couple to the draft, right?
Oh, yes. The running back.
No, I'm talking about on defense.
one linebacker.
So basically, he's gonna
linebacker,
fill in for that
maybe
spot.
a D lineman,
Overshown's it.
maybe Snacks too, Coburn, but
Overshown's gonna be a big loss. Hopefully that guy will
that's
fill
where
in
he's
for
gonna
it.
plug
Yeah,
in though, and he'll be right beside Jalen Ford.
They'll be
so
getting used to losses, so it's fine.
so
We'll have to replay that clip.
I'll say it
This
better.
time in November.
They will make a
Brett,
bowl.
remember when you said this?
They will barely make a bowl game.
Oh, I'm sure about that.
They will barely make a bowl game. They'll be their choke artist, Packer-esque team that they always are.
I see what you did there. You got both the teams in there.
Overhyped, overpaid.
I think that was.
Oh, that was the Dallas
I think that was
Cowboys.
A&M this past year. That's a good summarization.
Personal experience.
All right.
So on the A&M side, Brad, do you have any thoughts on who's
Why didn't you pull
incoming?
up A&M stuff?
it is.
It's right there, dude.
It's right there.
What is it? Is that his?
That's A&M's.
Where's my pictures?
What pictures?
Go back. Okay. Is there pictures?
There's no pictures on
Look
any
at all
of them.
them ugly steers on the right side. And they are steers.
Well, for some
Because
reason,
Vivo has been. There's no
ESPN didn't put them on there, dude.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
ESPN, for some
ESPN.
reason ESPN didn't put them on there. So
I
They said
find
the
that
A&M
disgusting.
logo's too ugly.
I don't know. I mean, it's just like everybody. You don't know until they play.
yeah,
You have 14 5-stars all like coming in, and it doesn't matter. You just got to wait until they play, see what they do. That's all there is to it. Got a bunch of Katy, Texas boys coming in, but we'll see what happens.
the cool thing about it is one of the things they put on the recruiting poll is like who's the top 25 or all the whoever falls in is they've started putting like the percentage of states that they came from. And I read an article that this is the first time in a long time that Texas has had like 60% of their recruits come from the state of Texas.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
Surprising.
TCU, Baylor, A&M, they've gotten in the game the past 10 years, just how bad Texas has been. So
But so
Yes.
with Sark coming in and changing it, and the other big news, got a big Georgia
AD,
transfer coming
big dog,
Man, why would you
Coming
do
in.
that?
because he's from Texas.
He
wants
is
to-
from
Still
Texas?
though,
he was from
Family-
Missouri City, Texas, and he
family's
wants to be
here.
closer.
I get it.
like yeah,
So
I mean
you
I
win
get
it all. You're
Yeah.
good. Was he there?
He won
last year?
back-to-back
Yeah.
champions.
He was back-to-back.
championships.
So he's got 2 rings. They're gonna come to Texas.
Is he not
2
good enough
years.
to make it in the NFL?
No, he's like that. I think
No, he's 6'4".
You
Yeah.
can't. You got to go be 3 years in college.
He's a sophomore, so
Yeah.
he's got one more year. He has to play.
He better hope he has a
He has
good
to play
year.
3 years. So
You can't transfer as a junior?
No, not the NFL. You got to go 3 years in college.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a size thing.
Okay.
But he's a big part of that receiving core out of Georgia.
What
so.
about people that come from 2-year colleges?
They got to go to 1 year.
one more
Yeah.
year.
They got to go
have to.
1
You
year.
gotta play
Yep.
3 years
Or
in
you can get
college.
redshirted and play 2 years and then.
Have y'all
leave.
seen those Key and Pills where they're like saying their name and their colleges?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny.
But I swear, sometimes I hear those people talk and it's identical to how they say it. What the cat? You'll pass it.
It's so funny.
I thought that you could, if you wanted to, you could even go from high school.
Nope.
Not
Basketball,
anymore.
you can't,
That's
not
basketball.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was in football.
Mm-mm.
They changed that about 8 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
So they made the new CBA. They said you had to go to 3 years of college.
Wow. Okay.
I thought it's been longer than that. Since
No, it hadn't
early
been-
2000s.
Mm-mm. No, because it was put into place because you had all these guys that were coming out of college and making millions and millions of dollars and going for broke or running out of money. They weren't mature enough to handle
Mhm.
being in the NFL. So that's when they set that rule. It's like,
Why wouldn't you want to stay at a top 25 team, though? I don't get it.
Because he wants to be closer to home.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got it all. Now he's going to go to top 100 team.
No, he's going to go to a top
I mean-
10 team, son. He's going
I-
to a top 10 team. You got Arch Manning there, boy.
Yeah, I know.
that would definitely be a hard choice. Even that, like, I mean, you've already got 2 championships. Even if your family's
it's
in
not
Texas,
like you sit here, you're missing them. You've been there for 2 years.
yeah. Why the sudden change? Like, I want to know what the issue
It's
is.
got to
Like,
be another
what's going on with him?
side pocket. I don't know.
I don't know.
What's hidden underneath? Like, you're
Call
gonna
him up.
Because
Call
you
him
don't
up.
think Georgia wouldn't, the NIL at Georgia wouldn't offer him, though?
They did.
Oh yeah, they
That's
did.
what I'm saying.
He was
So-
the number one receiver over there.
Yeah,
I heard a
It's
podcast
not like
today talking about
He
him.
didn't have offers from Georgia, too, you know.
Yeah.
that's crazy though.
I mean, when you won 2,
Yeah,
you're probably not going to win 3. Probably not.
I feel like they're loading up to
Well,
win the
especially
third one.
they are
Not
losing
whenever they're losing their
Stetson Bennett.
28-year-old quarterback.
Yeah. He's older than three stars in the NFL.
Yeah,
I think he's as old as Joe
In
Burrow.
fact, wait, I was gonna say Joe Burrow and Brock Purdy's older than both of them,
Yeah, he is. He is.
That's crazy.
and they're in the playoffs.
All right.
You won a national championship older than 2 of.
Which goes to show, man, experience at the quarterback matters.
Yeah,
in
for
college,
sure.
In college,
So the only requirement is the player has to be out of high school for 3 years. That's it. They don't have to be a junior in high school. That doesn't require college.
no, it's 3 years.
It's just you have to be out of high school for 3 years.
But I guarantee you, the NFL team is probably not going to take you if you're just hanging out for 3 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we have the COVID still. I don't know.
Are they still doing
We're going
COVID
back
years?
2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Did
think it's
that
the last-
delay some of
last
his? I don't know if he was
No.
redshirted or if
Oh,
he had a
no.
COVID
No.
year or anything like that.
Well, it's like
So-
Quinn. He skipped his senior year of high school. So essentially, after this year, he can go to the NFL if he wants to, even though he didn't.
Well, see, even with that, like, here's my thing, and I'm not down in Texas because Texas is my team, but I feel like he would have a better opportunity on a Georgia team to get his draft stock farther up than he would at Texas because Texas is Texas. I mean, it's big in Texas, but Georgia is known pretty much nationwide
Mhm.
Well, it's
because
not
of their
just that.
championship.
He's established there.
Yeah,
He knows the offense. He knows that. Well, I know the coaching may change. I get it. He's comfortable with the coach. I don't understand.
yeah.
There's gotta be an issue.
Who's quarterbacking Georgia next year?
I mean,
Who's going to be quarterback of Texas?
that could be an issue too.
Even if he had a returning quarterback, and it doesn't matter. He's still having a new quarterback no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he would come to Texas, he's still having a new quarterback.
But
so
you got
that's not an argument.
you got people that you know
Yeah,
are talented. You got Arch, you got Quinn. Who you got? Georgia.
You don't know.
but that's
Oh,
the thing.
yeah,
like
they're
if
talented.
Stetson Bennett
You
wouldn't,
don't know.
Yeah.
That's the argument we've had with these 5 stars.
No, 90 probably
not-
3% of
here
5
we
stars.
go.
93% of 5
feel
stars
like
are
I
legit
am
5
walking in
stars.
ice nonstop with Quentin in the
You
room.
better, man.
We are going nowhere. We can have a billboard on the
No,
side of the
I
road,
just-
and he's like, "No, that's a yard sign."
I don't just
My
accept,
goodness. Well, it's in somebody's yard, so
I
it's
don't
a
accept
yard
the
sign.
stupidity.
My goodness.
I'm
Go
gonna
to
re-
something. I'm about to throw up.
You're ignoring your eyes, dude. You're ignoring your eyes.
Ignoring my eyes?
Yeah.
How am I ignoring my eyes?
I can't even see my eyes.
What are you talking about?
Play on.
That's what I thought. Can't back it up.
See, you don't like getting involved. I like getting involved. I'm not afraid to share my opinion with Brett.
And that's fine. That's why we
And he's sharing his opinion as well. And all our viewers out here, it's all friendly. It's not like we're.
Oh, no doubt.
You know,
I love
I know you can't
each
see
and
a
every one
live
of these
stream.
guys.
It's all friendly.
All right. Well, let me ask a question before we
Somebody's
move
got to be right, and I enjoy showing them who they are.
5-7, baby.
So going back to Stetson Bennett in Georgia and this kid transferring out, I'm going to play the what if game, and I know you guys hate when I do this, but so if Stetson Bennett probably would have stayed, like if he wasn't done completely,
good heavens.
if he had. No, I'm just saying. Say he was,
One more year.
Yeah, one more year of college left.
Sure.
He does, I think.
Would this kid have stayed?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Because then at that point, you're this quarterback's number one target. And it's like you said, Craig, with Stetson Bennett leaving, there's an unknown because they have two other quarterbacks that have yet to prove.
It doesn't seem like he would stay.
Well, we don't know because Stetson Bennett's leaving.
Yeah.
He's declaring to
Stetson-
leave right now with all the comfortability he has.
Yeah, but Stetson Bennett's done.
His quarterback is gone.
Regardless, he is showing that he doesn't want to stay in the system.
Not only
all.
Not only has Stetson Bennett leaving, but they didn't play another quarterback all year long.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then
The guys took no snaps
Yeah.
behind him.
yeah, and that's the point I'm trying to make is if
That's what I
Stetson
said.
Bennett had another year.
That's what I said. Hello. That's why
Yeah.
I said he's transferred to Texas. You got Arch Manning
Yeah,
and you got Quinn Ewers.
And then you got two unproven quarterbacks.
Or
at
he
Georgia.
could have stayed and had a whole new quarterback, and it's the same situation.
That's not as
But
near as talented.
If Stetson wasn't leaving,
How
though,
do you know?
if Stetson wasn't leaving, though, he probably would have stayed because he had his quarterback there.
Exactly. That's the point.
That's where I was trying to get at.
That's what I said.
He is saying that he wants to leave. It doesn't matter. I don't know if Stetson would have stayed, he probably said he would want to leave.
How
I
do you
don't know.
How do
Yeah,
you
that's the unknown.
He is leaving a comfortable blanket. He is in a situation
comfortable 'cause
where
your
he's
quarterback's
won
gone. That's what I'm
two
saying.
championships. He knows the coaching staff in and out. He knows the school system
What
in
if-
and out.
what if the kid-
I am talking
You
in a
throw-
moronic mirage around me for people that can't get their head up out of the Longhorns Patoot.
No, you're not listening.
You're
I
missing-
heard
Not
exactly what you're
He's not
saying.
listening,
You're
folks.
saying that he's scared to have a new
Ignoring your
quarterback, so he's going to go
ears
get
and
a
your
new
eyes.
quarterback.
You're ignoring your ears and your
What in the
eyes.
Biden is going on?
No, the thing is though, is he has two unproven, like the two quarterbacks behind Stetson Bennett
Have not taken a
have
snap.
not taken snaps
2
in
years.
game
In 2 years.
How many snaps has Manning taken?
Quinn starting this year.
How many snaps? You've already argued for Archie. How
No,
many
we haven't
snaps?
argued for Archie.
No, I
How many
said we
snaps?
had both. I said we had both.
Hang on. I'm listening in my
and
microphone
Quinn, and
because
Quinn.
it's 0. And y'all are arguing for him. He's got 2 quarterbacks in Texas.
He
no,
does.
he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He's an unknown.
You've got one kind of sort
Y'all
of
are arguing
quarterback.
for unknown quarterbacks, and he's
man.
leaving an unknown quarterback.
Did you see what
We don't know.
Okay, you're the one that's not. We got 3 on here saying that you're not getting it,
No.
and you're the only one saying you do get it.
Hey, it's just like the Christianity in the world. When you know you're true, you got to stand your ground.
All right, folks. Brad's an heir of Jimbo. He just doesn't want to listen to anything anyone has to say.
Okay.
Any truth.
Okay. Yep. You
I just-
got it, Obama.
I just like bringing up topics that anger that like get the blood boiling. Everybody starts arguing. That's me. I'm a pot stirrer, so it's okay.
Would you rather play with Quinn?
Y'all
that
aren't even
has-
stirring a pot. It's a toilet.
Would you rather play with Quinn Ewers,
Well, I mean, there's some kind of pot
who
being
has
stirred
a
in
sample
Austin.
size, a medium sample size, or would you rather play with a Georgia quarterback that has no sample size?
I don't see a sample size at all.
You know Quinn is going to start at least.
We don't know.
No, he is going to start. That's what they
Yes,
said.
he's gonna
Arch
start.
Manning has said, "I'm going to redshirt."
Okay,
my
what if he gets
first
hurt
year."
in spring? We don't know.
Yeah, there's too many. Yeah, I mean, in that
But I'm
aspect,
saying
You're
yeah,
sitting here
plan.
taking
I'm
up
saying
saying
the
that there's
plan.
all these confirmations. You do not know.
he could pull
Y'all
his
are
AC.
saying that you do, and you don't.
He could pull an ACL in the orange and white game.
But you're saying you know too.
He could declare somewhere else.
yeah. He could see Archie coming in and be like, I don't want to play for
Well, he
Texas
already
anymore.
signed with Texas.
It doesn't
so
matter.
he's not going to declare.
Oh,
someone
what's
else.
his face from Florida just backed out?
That's once in a blue moon
You gotta
that
get
happens.
released.
Wait, hang on a second.
You
Did
have-
it happen?
You have to get released.
Thank you very much.
I didn't deny it.
I didn't
It
deny
happened.
it.
They're not going to release him.
I
You have to
didn't-
get released.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
not going
okay.
to. They're not going to
Florida
release.
said
No,
they-
no. If he were to want to leave
Oh,
Texas, they're not going to let him release.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the other kid in Florida.
No, the kid in Florida got let out because what's he going to do? He's going to cause a stink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to get
Oh, okay.
let out.
Wow.
You have to get let out.
Man, almost like that Florida did.
This kid at Georgia,
But
he
did you-
declared for the
you-
portal, and then the next day he was at Texas, visited, finished
Signed,
his
it's signed, it's
finished
over.
his visiting, and said the next day, I am committing to Texas, and signed his letter of transfer.
matter.
He
to
already started
Texas.
classes.
Doesn't
He's
matter.
enrolled.
He's
He's
going to
not
classes.
leaving. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not saying you
He
can't
could
look
leave.
at different. He's not going to leave though.
Hang on. That is not what we're saying because you don't know that. You don't have
I do know
all
that.
knowledge. No, you don't. If something happened and you're saying he can't leave.
So,
I'm saying there's
if
a
I sign
possibility.
to go to the Marines,
Yes.
I am going to go to the
I
Marines.
have a buddy that I work with that signed paperwork to go
Unless
to the
you
Air
get
Force.
injured.
And guess what? He never showed up. They threatened to throw him in jail and all this stuff. They couldn't because he never started.
Well, that's
So don't bring that. Oh, wait. Oh, that's another example that's devastating to my case. I know. That's why they call me the voice of reason.
The voice of unreason.
The
We
voice
better,
of
we
reason.
better move on before
The
they
voice
quit.
of unreason voice. I'm not scared.
They're like, I'm already done with this. I'm not
Mr.
listening
I know
anymore.
you're used to being wrong. I get it.
I'm not scared of Mr. 5 and 7 over here.
That's why we got that fence out in the backyard.
Fun times. All right. So is that everything with college football? We done arguing now?
I'm not arguing.
I know. I was just kidding. It's all fun.
I'm just speaking
I'm just
truth.
proving my
I'm just
my-
being right. I don't know
my
what you're talking
truthful
about.
points over here. And now we can all gang up on DJ.
Hey,
Okay, let's have it come together.
I've told y'all all season long I knew my NFL team sucked, so I never doubted it.
Oh, I don't know.
What?
You said y'all were gonna make playoffs.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes, you did.
I did think we were going to make the playoffs, but
Thank you.
Don't go back on your word. Stick with it. Jaguars, they put up a good fight. I mean, they put
It's
up
a
a
good
good
game.
fight. Did you see the class act of Trevor Lawrence, though, after the game?
dude, that was awesome.
Making
What'd
sure
he do?
he goes to every player and told him good game. You know, like, that's class
Oh,
act.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
he's-
waiting in the tunnel.
Yeah, he waited in the tunnel for
I'm a
him to
big
come
Trevor
off.
Lawrence fan.
Super good dude, man. I mean, from the outside looking in, I don't know anything in particular about him.
Other than he looks like sunshine off of
He does.
I'd love to get married good. But, yep. So, Kansas City also had Mahomes look a little hurt-ish at the
Yeah.
end of the game.
Yeah,
So, is he going to be
No,
as
it ain't
nimble?
no, it ain't no ish. It
was a high ankle sprain.
It was bad.
Well, it is ish because he's playing.
yeah.
He's starting.
On one
So,
leg.
Is he going to? He might not be 100%,
It
but
might not be 50%.
well, we don't know. I don't know, but he.
Have they cleared him to play?
They're saying he's going to play.
Is he?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
he's
gonna
already been
play.
he's been practicing.
Yeah.
He was
but
hobbled
He was
though.
supposed to try at practice yesterday for the first time, and I didn't ever hear after that.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
It's
He was
supposed to be
try
full go.
practice. He was going to do meetings and all that stuff Monday, Tuesday, and treatments.
Yeah, well, that's like on that
Let's see.
Jacksonville Kansas City game. We were out to dinner for Hudson's birthday, and we sat down. And I just luckily had a TV in front of me about the time that injury happened.
I want that table right there in front of the TV, please. Happy anniversary and birthday.
But I saw that injury happen, and I was like, "Oh, that looked," because I thought it was worse than an ankle, the way his leg bent.
Bad. It was bad.
And then that very next play where he tried to just like heave the ball, and I was like, "This is terrible." So I don't know.
Who
And
was
it's
it
on
that
his-
just recently broke through? Oh, that was Pollard.
Pollard, yeah,
Same kind of
bad, too.
almost
It looked
kind
yeah,
of thing.
it
yeah.
looked- but he, I mean,
But on
his looked
Pollard,
real
the
bad.
guy, yeah.
They
the
were
guy-
calling that one a high ankle sprain during the game,
They didn't know. I know.
and then afterwards, it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
he snapped his
Well, he was yelling
at least.
when he was on the ground. He was yelling.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
he looked.
that's
he
pretty
looked like he was
serious.
hurting.
But yeah, I thought the Jaguars were gonna hand it to him after Mahomes went out. But
no, Kansas City came in. Who was the backup?
Chad Henne.
Henne.
He looked good.
What were
That
they
one
saying?
series.
I always thought his
what
last
was the
name-
phrase with his name? They were saying something. I forgot what they were like.
I always thought his name was Heine.
That's Heineke for Washington.
Oh, that's it. No, yeah, that's right.
Fantastic.
But
I can't-
we'll see if
So-
if Patrick Mahomes is not mobile-ish.
Because that's a big part of his
Sunday?
game.
If he's not mobile-ish, I will
That's
take
their
Bengals to
offense.
beat them.
Bengals are hot, man.
Because I told
They
you,
came
I
out-
mean, Joe Burrow, man.
They had the emotional momentum going.
Yeah.
And DeMar was even there. You know, he was in the
He's
suite.
with us,
maybe,
You know, waving.
maybe.
I got something on that. Don't spoil it.
I know there's a conspiracy behind it. I know.
What? I
But
haven't heard.
You haven't
this.
heard that? Okay, time out.
Maybe.
We'll talk about it right now.
Hang on.
Let Brett finish, let Brett
Okay.
finish.
I'm talking, you Longhorn.
Hey,
So,
I will push you out of that chair.
Bengals, I'd like to see you try. You get your steer butt over
We
here.
need to get a live
All
stream going, boys.
So Bengals marched down the field 2 times in a row like they were going up against a practice squad.
Yeah, they were.
Come
Yeah,
in,
I told you.
and
Yeah,
that's
that's-
whenever they were like, the Bills had emotion, you know? They had all this stuff going on. They're pumped up and ready. And Bengals came and just decimated that defense. They looked awesome.
So that-
Burrows was sharp. And I'm not just the biggest Burrows fan, but man,
Yeah.
he looked good.
So that goes to beg the question that we talked about on the last show is could it be that over emotion got the Bills this week?
No, I just think
or
it's
they just outplayed.
I think it faded.
It's a better team.
I think it faded, and it can only carry you so far.
Well, look how many weapons Josh Allen has outside of Diggs.
Yeah. Diggs was mad,
Gabe
too.
Davis, but Gabe Davis is like a Noah Brown, honestly.
Yeah, but
the
the line was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
He was getting
he was
hit.
running a bunch.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I kind of he's not. I don't want to put him and Dak on the same level because I think Josh Allen is
he's
a
above
better.
Dak.
Oh, yeah. He's way
but
above Dak.
I think his decision making is a lot better than Dak's. But if you get him out of the pocket and frazzled, he makes a lot of bad mistakes.
Any quarterback.
Huh?
Any quarterback.
Well, not necessarily, but Dak throws interceptions.
Yeah.
Dak
Josh
panics.
Allen can still make some good decisions.
You put pressure on him,
just-
it's like, that's
Shoot,
like,
Joe
gets
Burrow,
frazzled.
though, man, they put pressure on him a couple times, and he delivered.
I know, man. He came
is
through.
looking like the best quarterback
Well, and
right
like
now.
Patrick Mahomes, you put pressure on him. That's his element. That's
Yeah.
what he wants.
That's what he thrives on.
Because now they're playing the get open drill, you know, the scramble drill, and he's
it's
scrambling.
not the scramble drill, it's the Kelsey drill.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
'Cause
right.
that's who he looks-
exactly it.
That's who he looks
Yeah.
for. That's who he
So-
always looks
It
for.
was a
Yep.
Tyreek Hill drill last year.
But
Yeah.
exactly what Craig said, though, if he doesn't come out and he's and Mahomes isn't 100%,
Can't do that. It's done. It's over.
Bengals,
With
is-
that-
it might be big.
Bengals
Yeah.
steamroll them.
It'll be big just like it was with the Bills.
With that,
Bigger.
Well, did you
with,
see the
with that
their
defensive front, if he's hobbled, that defensive front's going to eat him alive.
Crazy.
And they said that was a backup line for
Well,
Cincinnati,
yeah,
too.
and
They
look
didn't
good.
play like it, though.
man.
And
they,
They came
the
big.
report before the game was like, Bengals line is terrible.
yeah.
Buffalo's line is strong, so Allen's going to be protected, and Burrow's going to be running
that-
for his life, and it was flipped. It was
Yeah, that
literally
was-
flipped.
That was not panned the way it was
And,
panned out.
Sometimes that works in your advantage if you're the guy coming in because they don't have tape on you
yeah.
Yeah.
and they don't know your moves.
Mm-hmm.
But how much does that go for a lineman? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that-
for sure.
It's not like they have just 1,000 different things they
Yeah.
can do. You know?
True.
So
Just
that's
Swim
like,
move
you
left,
should
swim
figure out
move
their
right.
tails pretty quick.
Spin.
yeah.
Yep.
New
But-
York and Philly, not a surprise either.
No,
Oh,
no, I
man.
kind of knew Philly was going to run them.
They look like the team to beat too, man.
And then
Them and the
lastly, the
Bengals
Cowboys took it on the chin again.
The defense did great.
gave it a run.
Defense
Give it
did
a run.
good. They
Sort of.
They helped. No, they did great.
Yes and no. I mean, defensive backfield was not good.
No,
we do
it
need a
wasn't.
corner. We do need some
We
corners.
got
Corner
we
for
got
sure.
Diggs and we got who?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Even
that's the
Diggs.
problem.
Even Diggs gets a little too.
Had some
He
issues.
did, but Wilson guy with the black shoes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! It's like he was running with cement blocks on his feet.
But they
was-
contained Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, they did.
And
Debo.
Kittle was
Debo.
under 100 yards.
Kittle's the one
Debo
that
Samuel didn't do
He
anything.
beat Wilson on that one. I was going,
Yeah.
where you at, man?
Yeah.
Why? You're on. It's a tight end on a DB, and you still can't keep up with him. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purdy was
And
under,
did you
I
see
think,
that play?
200 yards, too.
Did you see that play?
Which one?
The one where Kittle made the call.
Or he-
Oh, where the
Bobbled
ball
it.
was
Yeah.
bobbled?
No, yeah, but the alignment on that, he was covered by their fullback on the end of the line.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah.
And it was
no,
like,
I didn't catch
it
that
was
at all.
I didn't catch
so
that one.
close, and
So
that's,
he
it was
shouldn't
all
have
over
been able
Twitter.
to.
Oh,
It was
wow.
an illegal formation.
Wow.
Wow.
And people are
Yeah, I
going,
didn't see that one.
Oh man, that's
Still,
that's
though-
where.
So we're going to the Super Bowl.
No, I'm just not going. I mean, come on. How can the refs miss it?
You can
illegal
never
formation?
rely on the refs.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
on the refs.
Man, I know
It's
there
just-
was one play that I saw, and I don't remember where it was in the game because obviously it's the Cowboys playing. I don't pay a lot of attention to that game, but it was I think it was Monday morning quarterback. They were talking about it, and the guy had it up on the big board, and he was looking at it, and they were basically breaking down the play. It was I think it was the play that where CeeDee Lamb caught the pass, and it was like 3 or 4 yards out, and then he just got
Demolished.
demolished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, what you didn't see when they started breaking it down is T.Y. Hilton
wide open.
wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, there was
Everybody said
150 acres of green.
Yeah.
And T.Y. Hilton off the line just blasted his guy.
Which
Yeah.
again, here we go. You
in
ready?
the seam. In this. In
And I'm
fault
like,
is
how
that?
did you not see that?
Dak
Because
Prescott's
it's
garbage.
Dak. Dak loads up on one dude,
Yeah.
and then unfortunately, that's all he got. He's a good quarterback. He's above average quarterback,
Nah.
When he looks at his number one target.
but he's not the 4 playoff quarterbacks we got left.
He's
No.
not that caliber.
He's a good
Just
backup,
different. Yeah.
but once he goes through his progression, it's done.
Yeah, that's it.
Especially progression on scramble.
If you get past 2 or 3,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I wouldn't
he
even
ain't
say he's a
got
good
it.
quarterback though,
no, he's
because
a good
I would say Trevor Lawrence is.
He's
in terms of
decent.
His though, I think Trevor Lawrence is better than Dak Prescott.
Oh yeah,
already.
oh yeah. There ain't
in
no
year
question.
2.
No question.
his decision making is very questionable.
Well, and Brock Purdy, it's not like he's an elite quarterback. I know they were talking him up
Yeah.
like
yeah,
crazy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But he was a good decision maker.
Oh
Yeah.
He
And
protects the ball.
He might not have had any touch. Well, did he have a touchdown at the end? I can't remember.
Know.
I don't
He might not
remember.
have had any touchdown passes, but
He didn't
throw any interceptions.
Yeah.
And that's
that was
big.
He
massive.
didn't give the ball.
Here's the
Yep.
one thing too. You're talking about Trevor Lawrence is the second year progress he's made this year is showed up at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, that's
Tremendous.
the
for
last
sure.
half of the year, they
crazy.
did turn it on.
Yeah,
They
and
did.
so I can't wait to see what next year.
Watch
is
out for
him.
them. Watch out for
So
them.
you got
They'll be a good team.
Kansas City and Bengals AFC Championship, and the Eagles and the 49ers.
Eagles are going to win.
Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts and his arsenal is going to be too much for San Francisco.
I agree.
Because San Francisco does have a strong defensive front, but their secondary can be lacking at some points. But
And you got if Hurts is not hurt, if Hurts is not hurt, it's better. So and then Kansas City and Bengals is going to be a tight game. I think unless Mahomes is hurt. If Mahomes is hurt, it's done.
yeah, if Mahomes comes out and he's less than 100%, I think Cincinnati's going to take it.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I mean, being able to be mobile, leaving the pocket,
Yeah.
that's 90% of what Patrick Mahomes can do.
Yeah.
He'll get on the run.
And that's what Jalen Hurts does.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But yeah, he'll get on the run, and
So
that's when they start the drill.
Cowboys lose. Cowboys lost that game by 7. So
But you look how many points was put up on that board.
It took a lot to win that game.
That was a lot of points.
that's not it.
That was a backup, though. That's when Jalen
the
Hurts
Cowboys
was out.
and Eagles. Is that what you're talking about? Cowboys and Eagles.
That's when.
So I wanted him to pull up the Eagles because I wanted to see how many points were put up because the Eagles, man, they have put up points every single week that they
But
play.
again, like Quinn said,
Yeah.
that's backup.
And
That's
this
not
is-
even Hurts.
Here's the
Yeah.
main game with Hurts, and they still put up 26 against us, and we only put up 27.
Yeah. Yep.
Hurts is a real deal.
Well,
Yeah.
I was just looking at that because I don't think if the 49ers were keeping up with us, they were almost on track with us. You know what I mean? And that's with a terrible quarterback. But as far as our offense, I don't think it's going to explode against this Eagles defense like that. And the Eagles offense is proven over and over again. They're going to get 3 touchdowns on you.
Well, New York looked good going into that game, and they got decimated.
Oh,
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and they got Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones. I would take him over Dak any day right now, and they
He
got
made huge
destroyed.
improvements, man. They were talking about his interceptions the
Yeah.
first couple of years or whatever.
I think he
Right
went
now.
27-4 or something like 27
Yeah.
touchdowns, 4
Much better.
interceptions. So I mean,
Yeah, he's done way better this year.
Much better.
give me him. But let me let's go back to.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that off, but I was just curious what the scores were.
But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting championship matchup. So it'll be fun to watch.
I think I'm gonna have if Kansas City, if Mahomes is not mobile-ish, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm taking the Bengals, and then I'm taking the Eagles.
I may take the Bengals anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
And then Bengals and Eagles, though, that's going to be a good game.
good matchup.
Because you got 2 really good offenses and 2 pretty stout defenses as well. So
Yeah.
I
I'm going with KC and the Eagles.
want KC.
I think they can
but
make a way. Andy Reid will make a way.
I'm on the fence. It's like I said, if Mahomes is anything less than 100%, I don't know if.
Burrows will take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
So that one's a hard one to pick for me.
It'll
but
be a shootout.
I got the Eagles over the 49ers all
Shout
day
out
long.
to our guy Nick Bolton.
Whoop.
That's exciting.
That's why I'm cheering him on.
We are. We're all pulling for him. Don't worry.
We'll
but
say an interesting stat before we transition to the biblical topics. The last 3 times Cincinnati and Kansas City have played, Cincinnati have taken every single game.
Yeah, I saw that
And I
earlier.
think 2 out of the last 3 have been on the road at Kansas City. And
Yeah.
usually that's a tough place to play. Arrowhead is like
Arrowhead's
one of
a
the
hard
loudest
place.
NFL stadiums around.
And they're both cold teams too.
And-
Yeah.
cold.
So there's no advantage
Better.
either way
Yeah.
in the cold.
Joe
So it's
Burrow
almost
just
a home
turns it
team.
on, honestly.
So just another little bit of interesting information that came out that's not playoff related, but it is Packer related.
And we'll take a break for commercial. Stay tuned.
Packer organization
Phil and Jim.
has said that if they trade Aaron Rodgers,
to the Jets.
he will not go to an NFC team. He will go to an AFC team, and the price tag
the Buccaneers.
the price tag is 2 to 3
NFC, but still.
Yeah.
2 to 3 first round picks.
That's before the negotiations start. I mean,
That's before negotiations. Yeah.
I think it'd be awesome if we went to Tampa Bay.
What
So
about
now
this?
everybody's like, oh, he's gonna do like Brett Favre. He's gonna go to the Jets, and then he's gonna go to the Vikings.
Would Miami take him if Tua is not going to play?
Is Tua not coming back?
Ooh, that's a good thought.
Tua might not be medically cleared to come back,
And he may not
after
want to as
another-
well.
after another concussion.
He's had
He
like
may,
6.
he may have medically retired.
Yeah.
Could that be a lawsuit on the league
that's a
because
good thought.
the coaching staff kind of
I tell
botched
you what's
that?
sad is that you're not vested in the league till for 3 or 4 years of playing,
Yeah.
and they need to fix that.
Yeah.
They do.
And you only have insurance up to 5 years post play.
That's just so
That's
wrong.
sad.
That's so
That's
wrong.
terrible.
Yep.
So
But
They're
Rodgers,
worried about all this soft play and everything. They're weakening the play, but they're not worried about something they can actually fix.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you touch a quarterback, get a flag. One, come on.
yeah.
And what was it? The there was a rough in the kick or whatever. I was going, that's garbage call. That was a fake and a flop.
It's a bunch of LeBron play.
Yeah, exactly
bunch
what it
of
is.
flops.
Yeah.
flag.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of want Aaron Rodgers to get traded,
Yeah.
but then all we got is Jordan Love.
He's terrible. Why wouldn't you?
But then Jordan Love has also come out and said that if he's not starting next, either start me or trade me.
Well,
and
good
I'm
for
like,
him.
You're behind Aaron Rodgers, bud.
yeah. I mean, you're gonna. And the few games that you've actually started in, you're terrible. So
Yeah.
you're a backup at best.
Good for him, man. If he wants to leave, let him leave. You know what I mean? Like,
I would go for Rodgers in Miami because you know where old people go to retire.
But no, Craig, you are right that there's a lot of rumors coming out of the Jets camp that that's where he's headed.
well, I know the Cowboys definitely need one, and I hope they go draft. I hope they go draft and try to bring one up and not necessarily go after anybody.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is if they trade Aaron Rodgers, they're looking at what's that guy? Will Lutz?
Levis.
Well, I was looking up at how many I can't remember his number ones, but it was high in the draft picks for quarterbacks that New England picked up while Tom Brady was starting. So even if you have a top tier, elite, proven championship caliber quarterback, you still need to draft quarterbacks. And I don't know why we're so scared to do that.
They had Jimmy G on the roster.
No, yeah. He's one of them. No, I forgot the other two especially. I thought it was
Aren't
three.
the 49ers glad they got 3?
Yeah, they do.
No doubt.
So, and here's another thing, just before we get on our biblical topics. If those two hadn't gotten hurt, Purdy'd still be on a bench.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no doubt
they
about
wouldn't have
that,
seen
man.
what he could do.
Yeah.
He's got he'll get him a contract now though from somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Talk about Christian. He's a
same
good
thing
Christian
about
man, too.
Dak still be on the bench. You know what I mean? And Romo would have been healthy, and then who was it before Romo? Was that the Patriots forever?
Wow.
The quarterbacks. I can't think of his name. But it was the same thing.
Testaverde?
No.
Vinny Testaverde. There's a name you haven't heard.
No.
Bernie Kosar.
No. But I'll think about it.
I can't remember who.
You'll remember it while we're talking about something.
Romo became quarterback when I was like 4, so.
Biblical topics. What's wrong with this? One of our favorite controversial subjects that I talk about quite frequently, different folks. Unfortunately, I'll just say it this way. Andy Stanley, one of the preachers over in Georgia, here's what he said that might kind of shock you. Back in late last year, he had a Bible conference. It says, when you anchor the authority of your teaching to the Bible, you reinforce an assumption that has the potential to weaken rather than establish faith. And I'm thinking, whoa, red flags. Jeez. Because how does our faith grow apart from the Bible?
Yeah.
And here's the next question for you, and somebody answer this. What kind of faith grows apart from the Bible?
Answer is Jesus. I learned that in Sunday school.
That's the right answer for most
You're right.
everything.
You get a candy bar.
But that's not true. Apart from the Bible, we don't know about Jesus, do we? And so I'm thinking, we got social stuff creeping in to churches,
Yeah, we sure do.
which is huge issues if we don't have our foundation on the Bible. And I'm thinking, if you anchor the authority of your teaching to the Bible.
It's so backwards thinking because we have a lot of historical stuff that we find, but it's because we've used the Bible to find it. We've the people, not we, but they've used this Bible to track back where and when this is particular whatever civilization, peoples, whatever the case is, and then they'll go out there and they'll do a little bit more research, and there it is, and it's like, wow, the Bible is true again.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's just crazy to think about.
Well, I want to cover something, and it kind of ties back into it's a biblical topic and NFL related topic. It was the DeMar conspiracy because it ties into how crazy this world has gotten and the things that people will believe. And so basically, there's because Quentin, I think you said you didn't know anything about
that
this.
yet.
So as it relates to Hamlin, there's a theory that is saying that Hamlin died on the field and it's COVID vaccine related, and that he's been replaced by a body double.
Just like Joe Biden.
Second of all,
So think about that for a second. Hold on. Think about that for a second. This is a person.
I didn't hear that, but I got some of these.
Yeah. So this is a person that FaceTimed his teammates in the hospital, who attended a game, who was on TV. But people were saying because he was surrounded by security when he was brought in, he was rushed out when the game was over, and you could never see his face.
Did you see the videos? All those videos?
Yes.
And
So-
it's pretty crazy, though, honestly. I mean, here's my thing. Do I think he's alive? Yeah.
Absolutely.
But do I think he was at the game? I don't know. Because you're standing in a suite with a huge jacket on and something covering your face in the suite?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Well,
When
and
you
that's,
know people want to see you.
oh my god.
Bring it,
So that's the thing, and it's like,
copyright issued, DJ.
No, I wouldn't play more than 3 seconds.
yeah,
Oh,
if,
there you
if
go.
if it's shorter than 3 seconds, we're good.
I don't
you go.
know. I don't.
So that's the thing,
I'm
it's
not,
like-
I'm not saying that any of this is true. What I'm saying is that he was in. I saw you see the picture of this. I
Yeah.
was watching the game.
Yeah.
And I saw the picture of him in the suite. I'm going, dude, you're inside of a suite
Yeah.
with a full length coat on and your face covered
Yeah.
and a scarf.
Yeah.
And then you go down to the tunnel where people run around in shorts and t-shirts,
Yeah.
and you're in the same thing, rushed off the cart into wherever. And I'm going,
Okay, now that part of it is
just
kind
a
of,
little weird. It's a little fishy.
it is kind of questionable, but
I'm in it.
if the
I
event,
think it's a body double. I'm all the way in.
if that's it, then not only would his family have to be on it,
They're paid off.
the entire Bills organization would
They're
have to
paid
be
off.
in on it. The way that it ties in is basically the craziness.
But I'm not in on it. Don't worry. I'm not in on the
Oh, I'm
whole
not either.
dead thing.
I'm not either.
But I'm thinking
I
that
am.
whole thing was set up. I think that whole thing was set up.
It had to. I mean, that part, at least him being at the game,
Yeah, I don't think it was
that was kind of questionable because, like I said, it was almost like a Secret Service move, the way that he was brought in and then swept right back out.
Yeah, it was
Look
crazy.
at Joe Biden's earlobes. I'm telling you, they're different
But-
now than when. Have you seriously seen those pictures? Oh my goodness! If you look at his earlobes, they're connected now, and 10 years ago they weren't connected.
Oh my god!
Complete different person.
So
No,
that
it's not. It's just it's a bad facelift, dude.
Pull it up! Pull it up! Let's do
They
it!
did. It's a bad facelift.
Hit my
They pulled it up.
conspiracy theory music.
So, and this is where I want to tie it in is the things that people believe in this world today.
Yeah.
That there's body doubles out there. And this is not just the first instance I've ever seen it. So when I read this, I went to look, and there's numerous articles of celebrities that are body doubles.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, you can believe that there's a body double, but you can't believe that there's a God in heaven who created this whole entire world in 6 days,
Yeah.
created animals, plants, water, whatever. But you can believe that there's a body double.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense. It blows my mind.
People believe the craziest things, won't they?
They will.
And I'm not, as far as the DeMar thing going and the body double ish stuff, if you got somebody in a full length coat and covered in a scarf, you don't have to have too much of a body double. You just have to have somebody standing up. Right?
I just watched.
And that was just too freaking weird.
Yeah.
That
I
was
just
too
watched
crazy.
his entrance, and he didn't come with his family. He
That's
came
kinda
with
peculiar.
he
You
came
think that
he
his
came with
family could be
security,
Yeah.
and then they
Well, no, that's
escorted
the-
him, and then his family came after.
Yeah, that's the thing. Security
was
met
like,
him in the parking lot.
Wow.
And if you watch the video of him coming out, so that he's in a group of people coming into the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, these people shift to where him and security can get into the elevator, and then they immediately shift right back in front of the elevator, and nobody can see him.
Mm.
And then the elevator doors close.
Mm.
So to me, that's kind of suspicious because, like I said, it's almost like a Secret Service tactic where you shield off whoever you're protecting, let them get on an elevator, and then it takes care of it.
It's not like he's the president.
Yeah, and that's the weirdest thing to me. Like,
Well, also when he focused the camera on him,
Yeah.
they really didn't have any clear shot.
yeah, I mean,
I
it was
know it was snowing.
it was snowing and you're
But
behind
still.
glass. With the snow and the glass, yeah, it's kind of hard to see it. So.
Yeah.
But one other thing I wanted to talk about, my topics aren't really that confounding. It's just stuff that has happened this week that have led to discussions. So I have a friend of mine that I was talking with, no clue how that he felt this way. To me, it has kind of started questioning things between he and I. But he is a Christian. I know that he is saved. But I recently found out that he believes the theory of evolution.
Wow.
And so he and I got into a debate about it. Probably went the unchristian way that it should have gone because I started getting a little hot under the collar. And basically, I just confronted him about it. I was like, if we came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys?
It's so much beyond that too, though.
It is.
I mean, there's just so, even if they're a Christian, there's so many conflictions within the faith with what the Bible says that
Refer him to Dr. Dino. You know,
yeah, no joke.
Literally, watch these videos and see what you think.
Well, that's the thing is he's like, well, I'm a Christian, but I mean, he was raised in a Christian household.
What denomination do you know?
I think he's Baptist.
Okay.
Or he used to be.
The reason I ask is because that's very dominant in Catholicism.
Yeah. No,
evolution's pretty dominant with that.
He grew up in a Baptist household. I don't know if that's where he still goes or if he still. But
so he disregards the Bible then. And
that was my thing. It's
disregards Genesis 3.
Oh, it's multiple.
Two,
it's Jesus himself.
Yeah,
Adam was the beginning.
Yeah.
It's you're calling Jesus a liar. There's just verse after verse that you're going to have to conflict with because now instead of man bringing death into the world, death brought man into the world.
Yeah.
And beyond that, just look at what was made during the days. You're going to have plants going without sun.
Yep.
For millions of years.
Yeah.
That's one of the other things is if you look at it from like a collegiate standard of what they teach, because there's a lot of colleges nowadays that teach evolution and biology.
Oh, they've been doing that for years.
High school.
Yeah, and it's getting taught in high school. But if you look at
elementary books too.
If you look at it, the way that they have it is that there's certain plants that didn't exist until after the dinosaurs. And I'm like, well, you have plant eating. And then they were like, well, the dinosaurs ate this. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the dinosaurs ate that before this time. And it's just, none of it makes sense.
Well, microevolution is true.
But they have to call it microevolution because they don't want to call it adaptation.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what I told him. I was like,
new species of plants pop up.
Yeah,
because they're adapting with their environment.
And that's exactly what I told him. I was like, I don't believe in evolution. I believe that God created everything. Yes. I said, now I do believe that there's adaptation that happens because you have.
Absolutely.
Weather events that happens, hurricanes,
and it change.
Just climates in general.
Yeah.
Seasons,
and it changes.
They're just hairier.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't have that much faith to believe that we came from the primordial soup.
You have to have more faith in evolution than you do.
Exactly. And I tried to explain it to him, and I think I got heated, and it came off the wrong way. So I stopped talking to him about it. I was like, I'm done having this conversation. But I don't know anymore. Like, where as we as Christians do we finally just say, you know what, enough's enough. This is not you're wrong. You can't. And that's my thing. Like, I came off more facetious. Is that a word? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Like, to him, then I should have come off more scriptural because basically that was my question. It was like, you're saying we came from monkeys, but they're still monkeys. You're saying these lizards went to this, and turned into alligators and crocodiles, but they're still alligators and crocodiles. What happened to those three organisms? They just get stuck?
Well, to me, you're on the right path because my answer is always this. If there was a missing link, why isn't there a missing link?
Yeah.
There are nothing in between that fits the bill of Hugh Monkey. Or nothing that fits the bill of
true.
Yeah,
there's no in between.
Lizard-gator.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that act like animals, but that doesn't mean that they are.
Yeah.
No, it's just because they're taught that they are.
Yeah.
And even if they found a bone that they said that was the missing link, no. There's no current missing links alive today transitioning into another. And it is so frustrating because you're getting an argument with these people and they'll be like, well, we're not saying that a dog can create a non-dog. We're just saying that things have very slowly transitioned to where now we don't have just dog. Oh, so they obviously at some point had a non-dog.
Immediately. At one time.
And that's
crazy.
The other thing is I try to tell him, I was like, you understand it's still a theory. It hasn't been proven. He goes, well, it hasn't been proven. I was like, so you're validating my point.
Yeah. You can't see evolution happen just like you can't see physical God. You can't put God in a test tube. You can see his work, obviously.
And that's what I told him. I was like, brother, it takes a lot more faith to say
absolutely
that, whatever, you came out of this goop and here you are.
Campbell's.
You came out of Campbell's tomato soup.
That's what Dr. Dino says. I love it, man. I love Dr. Dino.
So, but those are my two topics. Like I said, they weren't groundbreaking or mind-blowing.
I could stay on that topic.
Oh, yeah. We could have a whole podcast over that.
So
I just watched a debate with Kent Hovind, Dr. Dino, and a Catholic evolutionist. And so I just heard all these.
Combination.
Well, it's kind of the same.
So hold on, let me ask you this. So evolution is more prevalent in Catholicism?
Correct. They have different Bibles.
Oh.
They have an Apocrypha.
Correct.
There's
you.
the New American Bible is their version.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
Theirs is the New American Bible, not the NASB. But it's called the New American Bible.
That I didn't know what it was called. I just thought it was
Interesting.
Catholic mess. I mean, press.
No, it's the New American Bible.
Well, I mean, they got their different 10 Commandments. I mean, it's
Really?
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah. So the second commandment, like, don't have any false idols, isn't in their Bible.
Oh yeah, I do.
They split up the first one because that way they can worship idols.
Yeah, because they have all those crosses and all those.
Well,
things that they
Saint
hold up.
Peter, Mary,
icons.
they literally worship these people. They pray to them. So it's a complete. It is a cult. If you look at the definition of a cult, it is a cult. They have a head guru, like you were talking about the Pope earlier, that can go against what is written in the Word of God because he is what's considered half man, half God, the intercessory. That he can make that decision.
So he's the go-between between God and the people.
He's considered the intermediary.
They consider him the same level as Jesus because he can make different decisions that is wrote down in the scriptures.
That's some big shoes to fill.
And the Pope all the time comes back and says all kinds of crazy stuff. So
yeah,
especially writing down in books. That's what he was talking about.
Don't put it in books if you don't want it known.
Well, there's a lot of mess in books out there.
Yeah, there are. There's a lot of.
If you don't, what I was saying was this, even with Andy Stanley. If your faith is not grounded in the Bible, then you don't have faith.
Nope.
It's a wrong faith. It's a false faith. It's a fleshly faith. It's a felt faith. That's not faith. That's what you want. That's not what God says. And it doesn't matter what we want. It doesn't matter what we think is right or what we think is fair. What matters is what God says. And we need to form and conform our life to what he says. And where do we find that? In the Bible. It's not from sermons that are preached. It's from the Bible. And if sermons are preached about the Bible, there you go. If sermons that are preached about feelings and felt needs only, you better watch out.
Yep.
Because if it's the scripture will meet our needs. It will fill our needs. But we have to get on God's plan and understand that it's his way, it's not our way. And that's the picture of what we need for our generation. This generation is so touchy-feely, it's so felt whatever, that it can lead us the wrong way. There's a big line that I preach at our church all the time that I warn people about. One of the biggest lines for this generation, you hear it everywhere you go, is follow your heart. Mm-hmm. The Bible says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
Desperately wicked.
And so if you follow your heart, you better watch out because you're destined for problems and a fall. We need to follow God's plan and God's word, which doesn't make sense sometimes to us, but he's the creator. He's the author. He's the one that knows.
The way, the truth. Not a.
So anyway, that's my little sermonette for the day.
Amen.
Love it. Hit us with the truth, baby. I love it. Hey, seriously, if you ever have any, there's so many different resources out there, but I would point you to drdino.com. You can look him up on YouTube and stuff. It's Kent Hovind Official if you look it up on YouTube. Don't go to if you pop his name up, there's going to be all kinds of atheist stuff that's with it, and because they want him to look bad. So go to Kent Hovind Official, and you'll see his videos. There's other stuff out there, but like Institute of Creation Research, but they talk really scientific. And sometimes it's too much for my brain to understand. But they have a really cool place down in Dallas.
I'm not smart enough to follow along with them.
It is really neat. It is a really neat place. If y'all haven't been,
Ken Ham also has good stuff.
Ken Ham. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I listen to Ray Comfort and all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's tons of resources out there. But if you ever had any issues, Kent definitely talks on a 4th or 5th grade level. That's what he kind of prides himself on. So I love that. I can.
He's on my level.
I love it. Sounds good. Was that it?
I think that's all we got for this week.
Awesome. Well, hey, we thank you so much for listening. And if you ever need to reach out to us, find us some which way. Reach out.
We're on Facebook at the Church Guys Podcast Show.
Send us messages, whatever you need. If you have questions, if you need prayer, come find us. Okay, we got a great church over here at Willow Springs with the like the Ohio State, the Brother Craig. And I'm telling you, he teaches out of the Bible. We're a Bible-centered church. We are family-oriented.
Willow-springs.org.
That's it. Hit us up. And if not, if we're too far away from you, if you do listen to us somewhere else, Bible-believing, Bible-preaching.
Absolutely.
Look them up. But
yeah.
we appreciate you guys. Catch us next time. We'll have some more excitement. I'll prove Quentin wrong yet again. But we'll see you out there, guys. Bye! I am so looking forward to this next round on Church Guys Podcast. Let me tell you something. We're going to be talking about the Super Bowl, and that's going to be fun just by itself. Probably could take up the whole time, but we're going to have a whole lot more like the flag football Pro Bowl game. Please come on with it. This is going to be so much fun. You got to catch us. Bye.